wind knocking, huh?
Uh-huh.
What it's trying to tell us?
Which one?
The wind.
Oh, the wind?
Yeah.
The wind telling us to listen.
Yo, how
And
can
when you listen,
how can I learn the wind knock?
it's you already know how to do it. You just don't remember you know how to do it.
Uh-huh.
Right? So when you go back over your life, your elders was teaching you how to wind talk. You just didn't remember what they was doing. It seemed like they was doing some foolishness.
Okay.
It didn't seem like they was teaching you nothing of value. It just seemed like some foolishness that grown folks tell kids.
Okay. So
right.
So when you speak into the nature, is it telepathy, or is it actually me verbally communicating English what I think is going on?
Okay, so the more tuned in, when it come in, it'll translate in your mind.
Okay.
Right? Because it's a subconscious language.
Okay.
In order for you to understand it consciously, it got to translate into whatever language you speak on earth.
Okay.
Right? So they can scramble the eggs, the language, but all of the essence of the egg still remains.
Got you.
Right? So just because they scrambled the egg didn't turn it into a chicken.
we still getting it either way.
Yeah. So since it's a scrambled egg, it's a scrambled egg. Or it's a boiled egg, it's a boiled egg. An egg is an egg.
Right.
So when you remember that and you start looking at things, you have to question yourself, what the hell do this mean in spirit terminology?
Okay.
The hard part is it take a long time to learn what you call the micro details.
Okay.
Etymology of words is the biggest clue. Because the etymology, especially when you study in English, the etymology in English gonna take you into every language on earth.
You saying
they stole words from every language on the planet to make English.
Okay.
Right? Then the original English language is a North African language that was spoke by a small tribe of nomads, pygmies. They called them Orisha. When they got to Europe and Ireland, they called them Orisha land, and Orisha became Irish when it translated into European tongue.
Sheesh.
Right? So when you're talking about the Irish, you're talking about the Orisha. That's why when you study the Vadum, there's only one pale-skinned person in the Vadum of renown, and her name is Maman Brigitte. And when you study her history, they tell you she's a redhead from Ireland. Right?
And these are our people?
But what they don't tell you is she's called a moon child. Those who are called the moon child are only born incrementally at certain periods of time for the purpose of giving birth to certain people. In other words, a prepared vessel to carry a prepared vessel. So mama got to make a daughter that can carry the energy frequency of something greater than what mama was. So she started rewiring her fetus daughter to be able to carry a child of a higher frequency than either one of them could carry on their own.
All right, so is that the same thing as a crystal, an indigo, or a rainbow child?
Right, so that goes to the starseed. Which starseed generation is you from? Those that we call from the Black Power generation, the reason they call it that because they're Onyx children. The Onyx children is the ones who spring from the darkest of the dark. Right? And what we mean by that is they can walk through the darkest of alleys with no fear.
That sounds like a chaos
right?
being.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. It's a chaos being, but the chaos is under control.
OG status.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is why you had all of the leaders. It was more leaders brought to us in the 60s in any other area in our history. All of them got cut down. Only a few exceptions, those who was wise enough to outmaneuver the beast.
So, all right. I don't even know where to begin at. I just, what do you think we should do as far as our generation, Crystal Child? Because I'm 99. You feel what I'm saying? I know I'm a young man in this. I'm the young generation in this, and I'm ready to do what I need to do. Positive.
Your job at this point, your job and those in your age bracket, when y'all get a hold of this real shit, hey, bro, come listen to what bruh saying. This is us. This is what we've been looking for.
Right.
This is how we get from under this oppressor and get to the top of the pyramid.
Right.
Right. We don't want to be the foundation of the pyramid. We didn't held this motherfucker up long enough. It's time for us to now be at the top where we can get some sunlight. We've been in the dark too fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's each one, teach one is the order of the day.
Man, right? These motherfuckers want cars, man.
They want. Well, what they gonna do with cars when gas is $20? Gas about to be $20 a gallon. So tell them keep on getting your cars. Because you're going to spend more on gas in a month than you did on your car in a year.
It ain't adding up.
No, because they ain't got enough sensibilities to phase that shit out. We don't need gasoline or oil.
Nope.
Right? And as long as they believe we need it, we need it.
Right. That's the fucked up part.
But it's so much hidden technology, dog. They got to do it in Africa right now. Got a car run on electricity, a helicopter run on electricity, and it's all perpetual energy.
Mm.
You don't have to charge that motherfucker up. You using it charges it up.
Mm. Mm.
You know, that's just one thing. Everybody heard about the healing beds, but they don't know about the healing chamber. It's like sitting in the sauna or a steam room, but when you come out that motherfucker, you feel 10 years younger. Because it's healing parts of your body you don't even know sick yet.
That sounds like
right
something.
At the earliest stages.
When you said that made me think about, I don't know if I'm saying the guy that actually did it right, but I believe Nikola Tesla did it. He made like a box and it was breaking down the cancer cells or whatnot. If you was just sit inside the box, I guess he was saying like the magnetism in the box.
Yeah, he is what's called an orgone accumulator.
I'm up here sweating.
Let me show you what it looked like. Or orgone box. You know, I like to show y'all what this shit be.
So it was the guy that did that. It was Nikola.
I don't think it was Tesla, but the box you're talking about, it's called an orgone accumulator box.
It said something about it was breaking down the cancer cells. It was breaking down all types of crazy stuff.
This is what it looked like.
Oh yeah, that looked crazy. It was
right.
Like
so this is like more advanced in modern medicine, but the healing chamber is this on steroids.
Mm.
So when you study what's my man's name from the Meta Center? Can't think of his name. It'll come to me in a minute. But he talks about ore energy. Ore energy is accumulated ether, which takes us to us as the people. We are accumulated ether,
and that's our ore.
Organic to the earth. We spring from the earth like a tree.
Mm.
Right? And the seed of who he is in the woman. It's called mitochondria. Right? So when we accumulate the molecules around us in first creation, then if something interrupt that process of life, we start a cycle of rebirth, trying to reform the molecules into different elements, and the elements into the the original DNA sequence of certain beings.
Is that evolution?
Those that they call, it's not evolution, it's going backwards. Right? Because they shattered you in the beginning. Now at the end, you got to put yourself back together.
Okay.
Right? So it's reverse engineering by understanding the mechanics of the DNA. See, the reason why I don't believe in racism is because we all organic nanotechnology. Ain't none of us the body, but all of us is what's the animating force of the body. No matter what you look like. How much of the good shit you got in there depends on how good your heart is to other people. When you get to God status, you become indifferent to the plight of humans to the extent where you don't want nothing to do with this shit until Big Mama say do something about it. Then you have to do what you know according to what you know. Some people, all they know how to do is put horseshoes on horses. Right? So with the right amount of gratitude, that becomes a spiritual training technique. Everything that we think we doing, whether we clubbing at night, whether we smoking crack in the crack house, whatever we doing, even if we don't want it to be, Big Mama gonna use it to teach us a lesson.
Right.
This is a university Earth. This is where the gods come to play and discover themselves from a state of amnesia to a state of realization. It's a process that takes place. It just so happened that you had some evolved beings that decided that they was better than us, and they introduced that concept to the people of Earth. And we play out this drama as divide and conquer. The drama is repeated in politics, religion, sex, and war is the greatest culmination of the drama playing itself out, right? Because we trying to remember what happened to us, and once we remember what happened to us, we start telling each, hey, bro, wake up. This what happened to us. They tricked the shit out of us. Right? David Copperfield didn't make no fucking elephant disappear or no DC-10. That's an illusion. They played a trick on our mind. Wake up.
Right.
We done with this shit.
Right.
Right? And when we start becoming effective and teaching others effectively, they become effective. Then it's like they can kill me now. I done put enough information out. They can kill me now. It don't even matter from this point on. I'm done. It's enough shit where to wake a motherfucker up if you want to be woke. But if he don't want to be woke, I can't produce enough information. I can't produce enough receipts to wake a dead motherfucker up that don't want to wake up.
Right. So is that
all
the
of these
objective though?
motherfuckers?
Like is the people that want to be woken up necessarily on that path of already being waken up, and the people that sleep, we should already leave them? Because I feel as though the folks that be sleep, I'm just knocking on a dead horse. Like they don't want to.
Like so, it's like being in the penitentiary. Everybody in the penitentiary don't wake up or go to bed at the same time. So even though there's enough information available, there's still more legwork that need to be done, right? So, which pretty soon I'm gonna have to touch down into Chicago, right? I'm working on that now.
Okay.
You know, so once I touch Chicago, I gotta make connections across the 5 and the 6. Anybody from Chicago know what I'm talking about. But from outside of the land, they don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know?
We trying to know. At least I'm trying to know. I know the people that's like me trying to know too.
That's all you got to do is try to find those who vibe like you.
Shit, it's hard.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Look, I have but much confidence in these people waking up, seeing their dead state, as I do of a mummy coming out of one of them sarcophagi getting up. They was the same amount of dead to me.
Basically.
But I've been getting so much feedback. People was like, you took a blind spot away. You allowed me to see something. Keep doing what you're doing, right? I don't like doing this. I don't like social media. I never liked social media.
Yeah, I can feel that.
But social media is the path of least resistance to reach the most of our people across all lands. Now, if I was to get a radio show and try to go mainstream, then I have to fight with the man.
Right.
Unequipped. Without my clans. By myself. I'm cool with it. I fight the motherfuckers. But it's gonna be a losing battle without the clans.
Right.
So I can't even go clean this shit up like I want to clean it up. Because the clans ain't united sufficient across the land. Once the clans is united sufficiently, from motherfucking Maine to Arizona, from Alaska to motherfucking Florida, then we ready.
Right.
And to then, I could just sit here and keep putting out information, hoping that somebody else pass information in order for us to use the greatest advertising method known to man called word of mouth. This shit a wrap. We just beating on the dead horse trying to go back to some shit called normal that wasn't normal to begin with.
Damn, this shit real. It makes me mad too.
Yeah. Don't get mad. Get wise. Because what you gonna do when you get done getting mad? So you got to get past the mad part. That's how they was capitalizing on our rage. They even made a whole fucking thing called Black Rage about us protesting against being oppressed. Then they took it from Black Rage in the 80s and 90s. Now it's some shit called Black Identity Extremists that they can't even define what the fuck it is.
Some bullshit.
Right. So our goal now is say, fuck the anger. We ain't emotionally masturbating. We see what's going on. They look like us, but they not us. They came over Scottish Rite Tudor conquistadors. Right? They tried to usurp the royal families of Europe, and they found out they couldn't usurp them over there because they came over here for refuge. When they came over here for refuge, then they thought they had free reign of terror over Europe until the Europeans kicked them out. So when they kicked them out, they created some side effects, some shit called a Spanish Inquisition, right? And then it sent some guy named Columbus on a journey across the water, right? And Columbus was funded by Moorish Zionist Jews under the by way of the crown, what we call Khazarians. The Khazarians' stronghold was a place that you call today Ukraine. The Khazarians are the ones who call themselves Hasidic Jews. But if you look in the tribes of Israel, you're not going to find Hasidic, you're not going to find Khazarian, you're not going to find Sephardi, and you're not going to find Ashkenazi. They not one of the tribes of Israel. Who in the fuck is these motherfuckers in? Right? So when you go study secret relation between the blacks and Jews, your eyebrows started to raise because some of the shit that the so-called Jews was doing, they told us we did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What is they saying? Right now, this is a compilation of Jewish writings. Then don't fuck around and get the Encyclopedia Judaica. I got it. And you really gonna be brain fucked. Now, the most prominent of the so-called Jews got nappy hair, but they got pale skin. Make this shit make sense. How in the fuck that happened? How you a pale-skinned Jew with nappy hair? They say that's because they from the Middle East. But the people that they calling Jews that they patriating to the Middle East ain't from the Middle East. They from Sephardi from Spain, the Ashkenazi from Spain and Portugal, and the motherfucking Khazarians is from what we call in the day the Ukraine.
You got the whole drop on.
Them, look, dog, I'm watching these motherfuckers. Noble Drew Ali said get a good Moorish education. I wanted to get a good indigenous education. I never considered myself a Moor, but why is my chief telling me get a good Moorish education? What the fuck? And why is he calling us some shit called Moorish American? What the fuck is that shit?
Yeah.
In the background and tracing of the steps. Right? So they want to know what happened to Master Farah Muhammad. They produced this Punjabi dude who's supposed to have been Master Farah Muhammad, but that wasn't Master Farah Muhammad. The real Master Farah Muhammad, Fuad Abdul Wali Muhammad, was murdered the same way Noble Drew Ali was. He was beat to death.